I think the biggest takeaway for me for this movie was a new chest press mantra that I'm going to be saying every time I go to the gym. We must increase our bust. I can relate too hard to the struggles of Margaret in this movie. My chesticles aren't as big as I'd like them to be either. Hey guys, so today's movie I'm going to be discussing on the channel is the latest film from writer-director Kelly Fremon Craig, who gave us The Edge of 17. Her latest film is an adaptation of the beloved bestseller by Judy Blume called Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Margaret! Little Britain reference there for anyone that got it. I haven't read the book, but good lord, did I love this movie. I'm not even the primary target demographic for this film, and I ended up loving it. So I can only imagine how women are going to respond to this movie. If I'm loving this film, I'm sure women are going to respond to it on an even more deeper and personal level. The plot is set in the 1970s and is centered around an 11-year-old girl called Margaret, who's played by Abby Ryder-Fortson, who moves to the suburbs of New Jersey with her mum and dad, who are played by Rachel McAdams and Benny Safdie. She befriends a group of girls in her new class who are all on the cusp of womanhood. Margaret and the rest of her friends are all starting to feel the concerns of teenage girls, like when are they going to get breasts, when are they going to get their first period, does the cute boy in their class have a crush on any of them? It's a time of self-discovery and impending hormones, and over the course of the film, Margaret has a spiritual and physiological awakening of sorts, which is something we can all relate to going through adolescence. Her mum was raised Christian, her dad was raised as Jewish, but neither of them are practicing either of those religions, and decided that Margaret can choose whatever religion she likes when she's an adult. I think what I loved about this film is that even though it is first and foremost a story about the female experience, going through female puberty, Kelly Fremon Craig does a wonderful job of capturing the teenage experience, regardless of gender. Like, as a man, I know this isn't really a story that I can personally relate to, because my, puberty experience was very different to that of Margaret's in this film. But as a viewer, I did find myself relating to the awkward teenage situations you find yourself in during that age. Yeah, being a teenager is no picnic, is it? Because it's such a embarrassing, awkward, and confusing time. Everybody just wants to fit in and be regular, and those things is exactly what Margaret experiences in this film, and so did I. I related to this film hard. I questioned my faith, I questioned my identity, I was also concerned about the rate that my body was developing. I was such a late bloomer to puberty, I felt like I was being left behind. There's this brilliant little scene where Margaret goes to buy some tampons from a pharmacy, and it's just super painfully awkward. And obviously, I never had to buy tampons for obvious reasons, but I remember the first time I went to buy a pack of condoms from a Superdrug or whatever, and I just remember going up to the counter and trying to hide the box of condoms under like a magazine and a chocolate bar and, a puncture repair kit, I can't remember, just hoping they wouldn't judge me, even though I was like practicing safe sex. It's just a very weird time of your life, isn't it? And that's what I really loved about the film, is that it really captures the little details or little moments of adolescence that really do make a big impact on you. Like, there was just so many little moments where I thought, that's too real. Like the awkwardness of the kids at a boy-girl party and everyone's just sort of standing around not knowing what to do with themselves, or the scene when Margaret goes over to her new friend's house and she borrows a bathing suit from her, and the girl makes a comment about how flat Margaret's chest is, and it's those little things like that can make a really big impact on you, especially whilst you're going through that transition of adolescence. And I just love that the film really captured that coming of age experience just so beautifully and in such a real way as well. The performances in this film are wonderful. Abby Ryder-Fortson did such a wonderful job of playing Margaret. She is a treasure in this role. I can't wait to see what she does next after this movie. You've also got a great understated performance from Rachel McAdams, who plays her mum. And it's just so funny to me that Regina George is now playing the role of cool mom. Not like the cool mom that Amy Poehler played in Mean Girls, but more the cool mom that's empathetic and compassionate and kind. And Kathy Bates has a scene-stealing part in this as Margaret's grandmother. She was so good. And that's another thing that I really appreciated about this film, is how it presents the relationships of the family members in this film, particularly the female family members. Like, you don't often see a lot of coming-of-age stories which are very heavy centered on the mother-daughter relationship, or even the daughter-granddaughter relationship. And this film has an abundance of really interesting character dynamics that are all warm and wholesome. I don't know, it's just a very sweet movie, but it never felt saccharine. Like, I completely bought all the relationships. This film kind of feels like a spiritual tween companion piece of Greta Gerwig's Lady Bird because it explores the messiness of womanhood and, you know, female relationships and dynamics, but it's coming from a place of love and care and sweetness. Kelly Fremon Craig does such a good job of capturing the nuances and complexities of the female relationships in this film. This film got me all up in my feelings on more than one occasion. I also loved how the film explores how religion can affect us as we're going through adolescence. As we start to mature and question what we believe in, it can often feel like you're being pulled in different directions, and I really did feel that way, the same way that Margaret does in this movie. There's a delicate deftness to the way that Kelly Fremon Craig handles the religious aspects of this film. Like, religion is a key part of this story, but it never felt too preachy to me. But does it have any Oscars chances? I would really like to see it get a nomination for Best Adapted Screenplay for Kelly Fremon Craig. Like, honestly, this is so well done, so funny, so heartwarming. And I feel like if Coda can get nominated and even go on to win, then this can for sure. I'd also like to see it get some acting nominations for Abby Ryder-Fortson or maybe Kathy Bates or Rachel McAdams in supporting, but I think their names might come up in the discussion during the Oscar predictions, but I'm not convinced that any of them actually will get nominated. It might just be a little too fluffy and a little too safe for any of them to actually get in this next year. But hey, never say never. This time last year, I wasn't putting Jamie Lee Curtis in my predictions to be nominated for supporting actress, and she went all the way and won it. So let's ask those 3 questions. Firstly, would I watch it again? Absolutely. This is actually a film I want to add to my collection, okay? It's that good. Question 2, do I recommend it for you guys? Absolutely. And gentlemen, don't let the fact that this is a film about, you know, the female coming of age experience put you off from watching this movie, okay? This is something very special. A good coming of age story can transcend that of, you know, gender demographics, okay? As a man, I had a blast watching this. I laughed my ass off. I got in my feels plenty, and yeah, this film just really spoke to me and the universal experience of going through that awkward teenage, you know, few years of development. So yes, do go watch it. It's a really good watch. I think everyone will get something from watching this movie. And question 3, what score to give it out of 10? Again, this film just has oodles of charm, and I was so smitten watching it. I had a blast watching it. I can't wait to watch it again. So I'm gonna give Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, a score of 9 out of 10. But as always, guys, it's just one bloke's opinion. I would love to hear from you. Have you seen the movie? Did you enjoy it? Have you read the book? Does it hold a special place in your heart? Whatever you have to say about the movie or the book, do let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, help me out by hitting the little thumbs up button for more movie, TV, and Oscars-related content. Don't forget to click subscribe. And as always, thanks so much for watching. For more things related to movies, TV, the Oscars, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Hearfield, and I'll see you next time.